I was always under the impression that psychologists were there to help people, all people. But anyway, I found this article in Psychology Today, which was written back in 2011 by a psychologist, a very supposedly well-respected one, named Clifford N. Lazarus, PhD. I certainly hope he wasn't related to the Lazarus that Jesus resurrected, based on his title, the title of his article, Why Women Are the Superior Gender. Would Jesus even have resurrected someone like that to go into this kind of shit? And the subheading is, In a Battle of the Sexes, Bet on the Women. For what? He then goes straight into politics. Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia, obviously now dead, recently claimed that the 14th Amendment to the Constitution, which prohibits depriving any person of equal rights, does not apply to women. Okay, that's fair enough. I don't mind him taking issue with that. In other words, according to Scalia, he says, women are not equal to men. And, okay, fair enough. And then he says, guess what? Scalia is right, but in the diametrically opposite way, because it seems women are actually superior to men. Here's the score. So he believes himself, I assume, despite the fact that he's a PhD, he believes himself to be inferior to women. He sounds like the fucking gimp from those of you who've seen Pulp Fiction, to be dragged out in a fucking gimp suit. It's pathetic how they find these males to write this shit. When I say shit, I mean cherry-picked shit that suits them. He blabbers on. It is a well-known fact that in most cultures women live longer than men. No shit, Sherlock. That's possibly to do with the fact that in the United States, where this guy comes from, 93% of deaths in the workplace are the deaths of men, because men do the dirty, dangerous jobs. They also work, I've worked out on average, 6 weeks and 1 day on average in the workplace longer than women. So men work far longer hours, and he doesn't take that into consideration whatsoever. Here in Britain, women are, I think they're still allowed to retire 5 years earlier than men, and yet most of their retirement money is paid by male taxes. So none of that shit's taken into consideration. And I'm pretty sure it's been proven in the past that if you study monks and nunneries, if that's what they're called, monasteries and places where nuns live, the monks and the nuns die at approximately the same age when they're under the same physical conditions. So men are pretty much worked to death. Anyway, he gives them years here, and I'm not going to even fucking waste my time with that shit. But he does say women score a point. So he's playing the gender war game, the gender hate game, the battle of the sexes game. Yeah, it's a hate campaign because women are born to hate men. Men are born to hate women. Yeah, and there's a fucking contest on, isn't there, Clifford N. Lazarus, PhD? There's a contest where women and men must fight against each other so that you can write fucking articles like this and make fucking money out of it. I'll leave a link in the description box. Many studies have demonstrated that women have a higher pain tolerance than men. He finishes off that paragraph by saying, higher pain tolerance, another point for women. Fucking pain I'd love to make that cunt go through. Similarly, it is believed that women can live longer than men without food because women have more body fat. Yeah, because they're fat cunts, that's why. And less muscle mass than men. Women have the double advantage during starvation of having less muscle. Yeah, because they don't fucking work so hard. Score, he says, is now women 3, men zip. Moreover, due to having less body mass than men, women use fewer natural resources. No fucking shit. That's because they fucking lounge around and men do all the work, go out and hunt the woolly brontosaurus, bring the fucking thing back, and they just fucking... Oh yeah, he says here, he finishes off this point by saying, so women are naturally greener than men. Yeah, they're more environmentally friendly. Okay, he says. Scores now 4-0, he brags. In addition, women generally seem to have higher social and emotional intelligence than men, are less violent and aggressive. That's fucking bullshit because women are twice as likely as mothers to abuse their children as fathers. That's proven in US statistics, social service statistics here in Britain, and frankly every child abuse statistic I've ever seen. And he says they're almost never serial killers. That's bullshit. They're not like men. They don't go out serial killing. Women they drag their victims into them. And he mentions sexual sadists. Well, maybe he should study previous to this thing, which is from 2010, he should study the 2008 to 2009 sexual victimization in juvenile facilities statistics coming from the Bureau of Justice, which were carried out, I think, under the 2003 Rape Elimination in Prisons Act, and they showed that 95% of the sexual sadism and abuse of youngsters, the vast majority of them boys, were carried out by female members of staff, even though the female members of staff only made up 42% of members of staff, if I recall. If anyone wants a link to that, I'd be glad to provide it for you. And then he declares that women are better drivers than men. No, they're not. And I don't give a shit about the evidence he gives here. It's been proven in the past again and again that when you take into consideration the mileage that men do and the mileage that women do when it comes to driving, women have more crashes than men in every single category of driver, age-wise, apart from the 17 in this country, at any rate in Britain, the 17 to 21-year-old age group, which that's your boy racers. So other than that, women are worse drivers than men. So he's cherry fucking picking again to suit his own article, which is scraping to women. He carries on. Having two X chromosomes provides a huge health advantage. Blah, 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 blah. To the bottom of that, women 6, men zilch, he says. And then there's parthenogenesis, a form of asexual reproduction found exclusively in females. Female what? Female human beings? No, there's no such fucking evidence of that, you fucking moron. What the fuck are you talking about? He prattles on. I'm not going to fucking give him any credit on this at all. He just finishes off with shit by saying it's theoretically possible for women to reproduce without any male genetic contribution, i.e. sperm. Yeah, that is. And when the artificial womb is introduced, then men may not need women at all, particularly when you shove them into the new robots that we're getting. And there are some tremendous female robots out there already. So he's talking shit again. And he finishes off that by saying, score another point. There's 70 boasts for the girls. What is he trying to fucking prove, and to who? He briefly continues, and speaking of sex, consider that women can be multi-orgasmic. Score another major point for the ladies. What a grovelling fucking cunt. Then he carries on, the only area where men have a clear biological advantage over women is their physical strength and possibly reaction time. No, men have a far better fucking hand-eye coordination than women, and he should know that. And anyway, I'm going to ignore. He says, how patronising of him. Let's give the guys a point. Final score, women 8, men 1. So in a true battle of the sexes, whatever the fuck that is, the smart move would be to bet on women. Bet on them for what? Fucking up society like they've already done? And then he gives away that this is all political by saying, sorry, Justice Scalia, but even narrow-minded, conservative misogynists can't ignore the facts all the time. Apparently he can't ignore the fact that he's a fucking misandrist, a freak who hates, apparently, on his own fucking gender by cherry-picking shit. Fuck this fucking guy. I'll leave a link below and he can fuck himself as far as I'm concerned. Sorry if you've had to battle your way this far. But anyway, I had to do this. It's been getting on my nerves.